podcast. Each week, senior officers, law enforcement experts, the community leaders discuss crime prevention, community policing, road safety, and how citizens can help. Tune in, ask questions, be a part of the conversation that builds a safer Liberia. Police Dialogue, working together for peace, protection, and progress. Police Dialogue, join Liberia National Police and community leaders for weekly conversation on safety, rights, and road safety. Tune in on the official LNP Facebook page, Police Dialogue, working together for peace, protection, and progress. Have you ever wondered how the Liberia National Police keep our community safe? Want to know your rights in the role you play? Introducing Police Dialogue, an interactive public service podcast. Each week, senior officers, law enforcement experts, the community leaders discuss crime prevention, community policing, road safety, and how citizens can help. Tune in, ask questions, be a part of the conversation that builds a safer Liberia. Police Dialogue, working together for peace, protection, and progress. Police Dialogue, join Liberia National Police and community leaders for weekly conversation on safety, rights, and road safety. Tune in on the official LNP Facebook page, Police Dialogue, working together for peace, protection, and progress. Have you ever wondered how the Liberia National Police keep our community safe? Want to know your rights in the role you play? Introducing Police Dialogue, an interactive public service podcast. Each week, senior officers, law enforcement experts, the community leaders discuss crime prevention, community policing, road safety, and how citizens can help. Tune in, ask questions, be a part of the conversation that builds a safer Liberia. Police Dialogue, working together for peace, protection, and progress. Police Dialogue, join Liberia National Police and community leaders for weekly conversation on safety, rights, and road safety. Tune in on the official LNP Facebook page, Police Dialogue, working together for peace, protection, and progress. Have you ever wondered how the Liberia National Police keep our community safe? Want to know your rights in the role you play? Introducing Police Dialogue, an interactive public service podcast. Each week, senior officers, law enforcement experts, the community leaders discuss crime prevention, community policing, road safety, and how citizens can help. Tune in, ask questions, be a part of the conversation that builds a safer Liberia. Police Dialogue, working together for peace, protection, and progress. Police Dialogue, join Liberia National Police and community leaders for weekly conversation on safety, rights, and road safety. Tune in on the official LNP Facebook page, Police Dialogue, working together for peace, protection, and progress. Have you ever wondered how the Liberia National Police keep our community safe? Want to know your rights in the role you play? Introducing Police Dialogue, an interactive public service podcast. Each week, senior officers, law enforcement experts, the community leaders discuss crime prevention, community policing, road safety, and how citizens can help. Tune in, ask questions, be a part of the conversation that builds a safer Liberia. Police Dialogue, working together for peace, protection, and progress. Police Dialogue, join the Liberia National Police and community leaders for weekly conversation on safety, rights, and road safety. Tune in on the official LMP Facebook page, Police Dialogue, working together for peace, protection, and progress. Have you ever wondered how the Liberian National Police keep our community safe? Want to know your rights and the role you play? Introducing Police Dialogue, an interactive public service podcast. Each week, senior officers, law enforcement experts, the community leaders discuss crime prevention, community policing, road safety, and how citizens can help. Tune in, ask questions, be a part of the conversation that builds a safer Liberia. Police Dialogue, working together for peace, protection, and progress. Police Dialogue, join the Liberian National Police and community leaders for weekly conversation on safety, rights, and road safety. Tune in on the official LMP Facebook page, Police Dialogue, working together for peace, protection, and progress. Have you ever wondered how the Liberian National Police keep our community safe? Want to know your rights and the role you play? Introducing Police Dialogue, an interactive public service podcast. Each week, senior officers, law enforcement experts, the community leaders discuss crime prevention, community policing, road safety, and how citizens can help. Tune in, ask questions, be a part of the conversation that builds a safer Liberia. Police Dialogue, working together for peace, protection, and progress. Police Dialogue, join the Liberian National Police and community leaders for weekly conversation on safety, rights, and road safety. Tune in on the official LMP Facebook page, Police Dialogue, working together for peace, protection, and progress. Have you ever wondered how the Liberian National Police keep our community safe? Want to know your rights and the role you play? Introducing Police Dialogue, an interactive public service podcast. Each week, senior officers, law enforcement experts, the community leaders discuss crime prevention, community policing, road safety, and how citizens can help. Tune in, ask questions, be a part of the conversation that builds a safer Liberia.
What time you sit down again? Good evening from the headquarters of the Liberian National Police, and welcome to another edition of the Police Dialogue, a flagship public affairs program produced by the Liberian National Police. Today we have two distinguished guests, and we are going to be discussing the important topic, arrest. What constitutes arrest? Why does arrest around so many misconceptions? To discuss this important topic, I have with me former Commissioner for Crime Services of the Liberian National Police, Emmanuel Jidikan. Jidikan, welcome.
Thank you.
And Jidikan is the Deputy Commissioner of Police here at the Liberian National Police. We also have Chief Inspector Jacob Swa. Swa, welcome.
Thank you so much.
He's a deputy there at the Crime Services Division. This program is being streamed live on the official Facebook page of the Liberian National Police and also on Sky FM 107.1. To all of our audience following us via Facebook, we ask that you share the page, make those important comments, because the topic under discussion is very much indeed important. There are several misconceptions surrounding arrest. Some people believe that after 6 o'clock, a suspect cannot be arrested. Is that true? That is why we have the professionals, people with over 30 years of experience here within the Liberian National Police. And they are here to give their professional input as it relates to that serious component of law enforcement that has to do with arrest. Others believe that the police has no authority to stop anyone on the street. Stopping an individual on the street, they also term it as an arrest. Some of them term it as detention. What are the differences between arrest, stop, and detention? When we come back, we go right into this important topic.
Police dialogue, working together for peace, protection, and progress. Police dialogue, join the Liberian National Police and community leaders for weekly conversation on safety, rights, and road safety. Tune in on the official LNP Facebook page, Police Dialogue, working together for peace, protection, and progress. Have you ever wondered how the Liberian National Police keep our community safe? Want to know your rights and the role you play? Introducing Police Dialogue, an interactive public service podcast. Each week, senior officers, law enforcement experts, the community leaders discuss crime prevention, community policing, road safety, and how citizens can help. Tune in, ask questions, be a part of the conversation that builds a safer Liberia. Police Dialogue, working together for peace, protection, and progress. Police Dialogue, join the Liberian National Police and community leaders for weekly conversation on safety, rights, and road safety. Tune in on the official LNP Facebook page, Police Dialogue, working together for peace, protection, and progress.
Tell our watching audience and listening public, who is Emmanuel Jidikan?
All right. Emmanuel Jidikan is a career police officer with over 30 years of working experience, who underwent 2 basic trainings from the police academy, one in 1995 from the 26th recruit class, another from the all-male restructuring exercise from class 3, then several other academies around to include the Ghana Police Academy, to include the Egyptian Police Academy, to include the International Law Enforcement Academy in Botswana, and as well as the International Law Enforcement in the United States of America, Roswell.
You come to this program with 5 experience, and we think that the audience are actually going to benefit from your experience, rich background in law enforcement. Jacob, who is Jacob Swa?
Okay. My name is Jacob J. Swa, and I became part of the Liberian National Police in 2012 through the first college graduate class of the Liberian National Police, and I went through the rank and file. And after my graduation, I also did basic criminal investigation course, an advanced criminal investigation, report writing, interview technique, and several others, postgraduate certificate. And as well, I traveled to Ghana at the Regional Training Center where I graduated. And I also went to Botswana at the International Law Enforcement Academy that was just recent and current in September of this year. And I also went to Dakar, Senegal. I also did some postgraduate certificate as well.
How long have you been in the Liberian National Police?
Well, I've been in the service for about 13 years now, and I went through the rank and file. I worked with the community services. Later on, I worked at the anti-burglary squad as a detective and operative, and later on, I became administrative assistant in the office of the chief criminal investigator office for 2 years, and later became the deputy chief of crime against person, position that I currently hold.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. And later on during this program, we'll join Japo Ure. He is the coordinator of the Criminal Justice College of the AME Zion University. He will be giving his professional input as it relates to criminal justice and what criminal justice says about arrest. I'll go back to DCP Jidigan. Jidigan, from the standpoint of policing, how do you define arrest?
Arrest is a formal seizure or one's movement or liberty to say, but it has to be effected based upon probable cause.
Okay.
Without that base, you cannot effect an arrest, meaning that you must have substantial ground to believe that crime has been committed,
Yeah.
or crime is perceived to be committed by the person arrested before you effect that. If not, don't effect arrest.
Okay, great. What's your input on that?
Yes, on arrest, that means when the police come to the level of arresting you, that means they have probable cause, sufficient ground in order to arrest you. And arrests have two types. The two types of arrests are arrest with warrant and arrest without warrant. So at that point, arrest with warrant is where a formal writ is issued through a court of competent jurisdiction where the crime has been occurred, that particular court that fall within that jurisdiction. That writ is issued from that particular court and being served. That's an arrest with warrant. An arrest without warrant, once the police have probable cause, they can arrest you to answer to those case or whatever that is under investigation that they have established.
Okay.
Because once you go at the level of arresting that person, that means there's a ground, there's a probable cause of arresting them, that you have sufficient reasons to believe that the person is the perpetrator of that crime.
Well, what indicators that tell an officer that a situation has reached the point of arrest?
Okay, those indicators.
What do you look for?
Those indicators are evidence.
Okay.
When a crime is being committed and that matter is being reported to the police look for evidence. When the police gather all of the necessary evidence, from that point, when they see what we consider as cogent evidence, when those evidence are being gathered, the next thing now is to arrest you and formally have you charged.
How long does it take the officer to look for those indicators?
Well,
looking at the gravity of the situation.
Well, it has no specific time range to say, except that the expectation of the public can be many a times that you come up with an immediate arrest action.
Okay.
But it's always good as a trained, professional, and ethical police officer to ensure the gathering of all basic facts that there need to be before you effect the arrest.
Yeah, my question here is, because you brought in a new aspect of the program in terms of public pressure, and so how long does it take an officer to effect an arrest?
It got no measure time.
Okay.
You can arrest a person given the available facts, like Jacob said, available to you. You can arrest a person in 1 minute, if at all a crime has been committed in your presence, or if at all a crime has been committed not in your presence, but with the availability of the physical inspection, either on the person or on the property, believing that a crime has been committed and with the person suspected or accused, you can effect the arrest. So it doesn't have a measured time to effect the arrest.
No measured time?
No.
Okay. Now, Jacob, I'll get back to you. the DCP struck a very important point as it relates to public expectation, public pressure. How does that affect police operation? When the public is demanding that, oh, this thing happened and the alleged suspect is still home, he has not gone to the police has not arrested. How does that affect the smooth operation of police operation?
You know, for us who are trained as a criminal investigators, those things on a regular basis, we don't be moved by that. We move for going for the facts, because our work as an investigator,
the police department should not be troubled, should not be moved
by that.
Pressure.
Yeah, so the police work is a dedicated work, because our work does not start just by sending the person to court.
Okay.
Our work also follow our testimony in court. So if you are an investigator and you have a person charged for a crime, once you have not exhausted all of the necessary things to have those evidence clear or presented that you will have a successful case, then you cannot proceed. Even though the public will be crying, but it's better you do the proper thing, because anything that is not done legally is not done at all.
But you work for the public, you have been paid by taxpayers' money.
Yeah, we agree.
You should be answerable to the public.
Yeah.
They want to know why it's taking so long for the police to effect an arrest.
So that's the reason why at every stage you will have the press and public affairs updating them as to where we are.
Okay.
So intent for them to know where we are. But the public will not say charge. You charge when you don't have the evidence.
To go to court.
To go to court. Because in the court it's a different ball game there.
Because of the public will not be there.
Exactly. Like some of us who are co-loan investigators, on a weekly basis we in court, so we know what happened there. So you must have the necessary evidence before you can charge a person.
This is the Police Dialogue. Usually comes your way every Tuesday and Thursday, produced by the Liberian National Police, a public service program, and it is intended to build public trust. It is intended that will draw you closer to the Liberian National Police, so that you can be informed of our activities on a daily or weekly, monthly or yearly basis. The police belong to the public. It is from the public that will recruit police officers. So that is why the leadership of the Liberian National Police thought it wise to have this platform to interact with the Liberian National Police. You spoke about in your intro or in your introduction, you named several schools you went to, including the Police Academy. How does that prepare a police officer to effect an arrest?
Yeah, you see, when you have, like I've always told people, I said, the National Police Training School now, or then what we refer to as the Police Training Academy under the United Nations, had a lot of materials that one rely on, diverse material, looking at the jurisdiction of other law enforcement agency. And so you will know that you weigh the best practice, you adapt the best practice, and you not just that, you look at your law, the constitution, it guides you. Like the question you just asked, we have police duty manual that speak towards arrest. We have the constitution that should guide you to arrest. All right? And so when one is arrested, there are things that you need to tell that person, meaning the Miranda warnings or the Miranda rights. Those include tell the person what offense that they've been arrested for, that at every stage of the investigation that they are supposed to undergo, they need a legal representation, meaning a lawyer, and that they are not compelled to make a statement.
So those are some of the things you guys acquire.
You have to tell the person.
Okay.
And that whatever statement used could be used in their favor or against them when the need be in court. So those are the warnings you have to give, and that is guaranteed honor. The Constitution of Liberia 21 C. So those are guarantees that you have to provide.
Okay. Thank you so much, DCP. And when we return after the break, we'll discuss misconception as it relates to arrest and police function.
Have you ever wondered how the Liberian National Police keep our community safe? Want to know your rights and the role you play? Introducing Police Dialogue, an interactive public service podcast. Each week, senior officers, law enforcement experts, the community leaders discuss crime prevention, community policing, road safety, and how citizens can help. Tune in, ask questions, be a part of the conversation that builds a safer Liberia. Police Dialogue, working together for peace, protection, and progress. Police Dialogue. Join the Liberian National Police and community leaders for weekly conversation on safety, rights, and road safety. Tune in on the official LNP Facebook page, Police Dialogue, working together for peace, protection, and progress.
Welcome back to your most informative police program, and that's the Police Dialogue here being streamed live on the official page of the Liberian National Police and carry on live on Sky FM 107.1. Later on, we'll be opening the lines for public participation, and we'll go over to one of our studio guests, misconception, and where your work is being misinterpreted, and how has that affected your operation as an investigator? Yeah.
Over the years, misconception have been some of the challenging things when it comes to criminal investigators, criminal investigation in Liberia, especially with the coming of social media.
Okay.
You will find out that a lot of people will just go on social media and just start to write when they don't even have information as it relates to the matter before you.
That be audible?
Like the matter before you. So now, like we talk about arrest, like the chief was saying, the Constitution says in Article 21F, Article 21F talk about to keep somebody in detention, that should be 48 hours. Not more than 48 hours, which is 2 days. Let's just come to the common way. We say 2 days. So in 2 days, if you detain someone, you are under obligations to place that person before court within 2 days, 48 hours. When that is not done, you have automatically infringed on the person's right. While it's true the person have committed crime or involved with crime, but once you keep them after 2 days, our Constitution say you have detained the person beyond what the statute of the law says. So that's the reason, as an investigator, we always do our best to find the necessary evidence before. But misconception will always be, because there are a lot of people who wants to talk criminal investigator things. They are not criminal investigators.
Okay.
There are people in Liberia, they want to talk medical things. They are not medical practitioners. There are people who want to say legal things. They are not legal-minded people.
Okay.
But because Facebook is there, somebody will just write and just give information that they don't have control of, that they don't aware of, or because maybe the person wanted it to go their way, or want it to go the other person way. So once the process is not proceeding that way, automatically it becomes an issue.
Can you give us a practical example as an investigator where misconception led to probably undermining your investigation, where you begin trouble? Have you had that kind of experience as an investigator on a particular case?
Yes, let me get an experience.
Yes, okay, but when you share with us.
It was sometime last year we investigated a case that has to do with a Bill Jala who murdered his girlfriend, Princess Zio, around the Cool FM to a place called Fast Nico. While Bill was in detention under police custody, it was being speculated that Bill had been released. Imagine that. Somebody who has committed a capital offense. There was speculation that Bill had been released. Bill has some big people who have influenced the police, and because of that, Bill is already bailaway of the court of the state. He can be seen in Liberia. He's out. What about Bill was on detention? At the end of the day, Bill was being charged formally and sent to court, and successfully with the evidence we presented, Bill was being convicted for life imprisonment.
Okay.
It's because we did the proper thing. So those things will happen on a daily basis. Police will be investigating a matter. You will hear on the radio, there will be different group, pressure group, different women group. This other group will come. You need to send a case to court. You need to do this, all of that, and sometimes it put pressures also on the investigation. It put pressures.
But the police officer have to be.
But the police, we are trained.
Yeah.
We are trained to manage all of those. We are trained to do the proper thing.
Yeah.
We can be moved by that. We are moved by doing the proper thing and the right thing. And the right thing must be done.
DCP Chidika, I'm no stranger to you. Your friends refer to you as authority because of the professionalism that you attach to your work.
Thank you.
And not being carried away by fear. How has misconception in any way bothered you?
It has not bothered me to say because of my wealth of experience.
Mm-hmm.
But some way, somehow, it has affected me.
Okay.
When we come to arrest at which we speak, they have mathematical tabulation when it comes to the criminal procedure law. When one is arrested to say 48 hours detention required, then you take the person to court, or else you have the person released under that period. But you will know that the tabulation calls for probably Friday the person was arrested. From Friday at the time to the same time on Saturday, that 24 hours. From then to the next time on Sunday is 48 hours. Then Monday. Now, the tabulation act, the criminal procedure law, says that on official working day, the time freezes.
So the 48 hours does not count on Saturday and Sunday?
It counts on Saturday to a certain time, not after 12 it freezes. It should be frozen.
All right.
But instead, people will calculate that in the 48 hours. This is the perception. They want the police to immediately take the person to court on Monday. With that, the police too in haste don't want to be caught up. So they will hasten to gather the requisite record, evidences, and have it prepared for Monday.
So at that time now, the media is carrying it that the guy has been in police cell for more than
the time.
Okay.
Okay? So they're not looking at that aspect that they say the time freezes.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking at the time and say just when arrest is made for 8 hours. They just clear cut. But the criminal procedure law is also saying the time can get frozen. So this is where the balance should be set.
Okay, great.
Now, Another thing, a misconception, that a lot of times the people perceive us when a matter is before the police, where it's in the favor of a certain group of people.
Hold on, Jabo.
When in the certain people, they call you, they stigmatize you by labeling you with a certain grouping.
Okay.
Not looking at you as being a professional and you got no side and no group. But they label you as that. And sometimes they even place you on Facebook calling you names and publicize it.
Okay. Okay. Let me hold you there, and we have moved to take from Jacob Swart and DCP GDCAN. Like I said, they come with vast experience to the position. We have on the line our analyst of the day, and he is the coordinator of the Criminal Justice College at the A&E Zion University, Jebo Wure, a former police officer. And we want to hear the legal aspect of this discussion, and he will be weighing in on what the two panelists have said on this show. So let's hear from him. Good evening and welcome, Jebo.
Yeah, Mr. Sam Collins, good afternoon. My name is Jabo Junior Second, and I call you from the office of the coordinator of Criminal Justice College, A&E Zion University.
I guess that you are following the show, and what are your takes on what the panelists have said as it relates to the topic under discussion?
The first thing, let me extend my thanks and appreciation to my veteran, big brother, Jelika. He was one of the persons who nurtured me all through my police days. Even up to present, Jacob Swart and myself graduated together for the police academy. You know, now, to just run up to all of what they said, our criminal justice system, especially the context of arrest is guided by the Criminal Procedure Law, Chapter 10.1. Now, in 10.1, everything is said. There are two ways a person can be arrested. Either he or she is arrested with warrant or without warrant. When a person is arrested with warrant, it means the authority for that arrest is coming squarely from the judicial branch of government, which is the court. If the person is arrested without warrant, it means that arrest authority is coming from the executive branch of government. And now basically I'm blaming criminal justice and public administration.
Yeah.
Yes, because government run by administration. Now, so if a person is arrested without warrant, it means the authority to make that arrest, it comes squarely from the executive branch. But then there are two grounds that the officer must meet for that arrest to be legal. One, the officer must act during the commission of the crime. Meaning, the next thing is the officer, the actor must be in flight. What am I trying to say, Jim? The officer will act during the commission of the crime if he perceives using his five senses. According to one American Justice Stewart Porter, in one of his rulings, he said, God in the creation of man gave us five senses, and using our five senses in our professional field, for instance, criminal justice, arrest procedure. He said, a law enforcement officer can see a person committing a crime. So it means he or she made that arrest on the basis of sight. A law enforcement officer can be walking and hear a person calling, he killed me. And that it means that officer was on the crime scene on the basis of sight. A law enforcement officer can feel using his hand and touch any matter. He or she can perceive that a crime has been committed. Now, if you use your five senses and make an arrest, the most troublesome part of the arrest in many instances are the arrests that are made without people.
Okay. And that is what the police usually carry out.
That is why in many instances that what the police usually do. So if you look at it, there are two major grounds. One, the offense must be committed in the officer's presence. Two, if the offense is not committed in the officer's presence, the actor, that is the person who committed the act, must be in flight. In all the two grounds, the police don't need people to make an arrest.
But another question that I will ask you just before I take leave for you It's an issue of misconception. Now, you being a criminal justice practitioner, and you have stated two branches of government that have the right to carry on and arrest the court and the executive. The executive, you made mention of the police. But yet, despite of the two branches, the larger public still have a great deal of misconception and blame the police of politically acting and sometimes infringing on the rights of people, they think.
Okay. Now, that's why if you look at arrest order, there is a distinction between arrest warrant and writ of arrest.
What's the difference there?
Tell you. The arrest warrant is exactly what the court issued to the law enforcement authority, commanding him to arrest a person. You get it?
Go ahead.
Now, the writ of arrest is that order that the court issued the moment a person enters the court, bringing you under the jurisdiction of the judicial branch of government, that what public administration sees. Now, like for instance, look at the case of Pokero. Pokero appeared in court. The moment he appeared in court, an arrest order was already issued for him, despite him coming from the police. Now that order brings him automatically under the judicial branch of government.
Okay.
The judicial branch of government will be the one to send him back, send him on a commitment to the prison compound. Who's sending him there? It is the judiciary that is sending him there, not the executive.
Okay, thank you, Jebo. I hope that we can have part 2 of the show where we'll be able to call you back. Jebo is our desk editor, a former police officer, and he's giving his input as it relates to the topic under discussion. The lines are now open on 0770 800 160. 0770 800 160. The numbers we're using here, you can call. Members of the public can now call to give us their own input on the topic under discussion. You can also WhatsApp or on +231 777 4747. This is the police dialogue, where we exchange views as it relates to law enforcement here in Liberia. We are building public trust, and the police cannot function if we are being questioned, if our confidence are being questioned by the public. So we're building public trust here through the police dialogue. You heard the analyst. Now, do you agree with some of the things he said?
Absolutely.
While we wait for our callers, you can call us 0770 800 160.
I agree with him. Except that I want to add on. It doesn't have to just merely be arrest based upon sight or that arrest based upon flight. Let me take
this caller from the United States. Hello, sir. Welcome.
Good afternoon, sir.
Welcome to the police dialogue.
Oh yeah. I'm so mesmerized by the articulation of my police, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I've been done it right now, brother.
So what are your inputs to the topic?
Okay, now I want to talk about some other aspect of arrest.
Okay.
Now, the last incident that I witnessed, I have people talking about, was the incident with this guy, SRO. SRO lodged complaint to the police about one guy who was like duplicating his music. So this guy was arrested. But then he has citizens complaining that why this guy who was walking gently, why was he cuffed? And so the public needs to know that cuffing of a suspect is left with the discretion of the arresting officer. Because we have a maxim in criminal justice say a cooperating suspect is a what? A dangerous suspect. So you cannot look at the demeanor of a suspect and think, oh, the man too cool, man. I need to cuff him. You know, you are risking your own job because if that man escapes, you'll be held responsible. Another thing is, let's look at the time or the time of the day or the night for arrest. The law says, in fact, I don't want to go down for 10 decades. Let's talk about citizen arrest. What we really talked about.
Yeah, for the first seconds, vote.
Yeah, in section 10.5, it says the police officer can summon as many citizens to aid him in that arrest. because who will give account? It will be that officer to give account of that person being arrested. So nobody can just jump from the clear blue sky and just say they're arresting in the name of citizen arrest. But the arresting officer can summon as many persons.
Thank you. Thank you.
In that arrest.
Thank you so much. We have other people on the line. Your inputs are very much important, and that you listen to the caller.
Yes. Yes, I listened to the caller, and the caller make a very salient point when it comes to arrest, because like the coordinator said of the criminal justice, Jabore said, arrest without warrant is one of the critical part in carrying on the duty as a police officer, because arrest without warrant is where it requires professionalism.
Yeah.
Because arrest with warrant will say the specific there, but arrest without warrant is where that person may have committed a crime, and like the chief said, meaning that person not at all time that person got to be either escaping or what they call, like I think Jabo wanted to push the issue of the plain view doctrine. Yeah, the plain view doctrine. So, but once there are parable costs, and all of the evidence gathered, you can go for the person and arrest them.
Police dialogue, you can call us on 0770-800-163, 0770-800-163. And let me ask DCP Jidikam, why do many citizens believe every police stop is equated to an arrest?
Like you said, it's just misconception. Not every police stop is merely based upon traffic violation, or that their perception that the police wants to harass them. No.
Let's take this caller. Hello, caller.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, how you doing? Your name and where you calling from?
Okay, well, like what you did, the famous DJ Concept.
Oh, Concept, go ahead.
Now, I want to ask two questions. I listened to the 2015 report of 105 when he was giving the operation of the police for this Christmas and New Year season. He left out, the community watch team. So, what do you think, can the police work without the community watch team or without the vigilance that you couldn't at least recognize the effort over the years? The second question is, if the police go and arrest, let's say a patrolman want to arrest and the person resists, what happens?
That's a key question, Constant. Thanks for your input on the show.
Okay.
The community wise team, that team is very much essential to the work that we do. And so if 105 did not mention their name, it was an oversight. But they are very much key in the new way that the Liberia National Police or even the police around the world function. So I was asking, or you are in a speech when the question came about stop being equated to an arrest.
Yeah, what I was saying was that, like you said, misconception.
Yeah.
That why it all gears towards. Not all stops that are made is geared towards because you are suspected to be in violation. No. There are some stops that are meant to provide you to detour you and provide you a safe corridor. Sometimes ahead of you there is danger. Probably some armed robbers in the terrain shooting, and that you might likely get caught up by bullets flying not targeted at you, otherwise referred to as stray bullet or the like. Or sometimes we have VIPs that are in the country and that this route can no longer be used, and so you have to be deterred. So it is expected of the operator to respect the police that is signaling the stop sign for the detour or the stop sign for the full stop. and pack better.
Okay, so let's get the overseas caller. Hello, caller, your name and where you calling from?
Good morning, my end. It should be afternoon at the end. Good afternoon.
Certainly. Who am I speaking to?
My name is Oliver Dillon.
Oh, Dillon, you calling me from where, North America?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So I was calling you. So I am.
Oh, thank God you got through today.
I want to say hi to Jessica and to because I just got a question.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Why most of our officers sometimes will see the right or they will see the wrong? I'm talking about the criminal side, right? Because I was affected to it. You will know the situation is wrong, but because you want to please your bosses, you go to court and testify wrongly in the end after the case. You want to fence it to that person to tell him, sorry, I have to go because my boss told me to do it.
For example,
can we be man enough to tell our bosses that it's not right? If you want me to sharp instantly and call him, I can do so.
Going off.
go ahead, give your input. Go ahead, Dillon. You're on.
I am talking about my situation. I don't know about others.
Okay.
Thankfully, Jilikan was around one. I think Jilikan was around one or something at the time I had my situation. The other still there, because I was also a member of the crime against question team. Thank God that he promoted congratulations to him. But he went in court and testified against me. And after the case, he had to tell me, sorry, he knew it was not right, but then he was told up to help by his bosses to do it. Why can't we be men enough? Why is the testimony are going against me and I will run question back for the rest of my life? Why can't you tell your bosses, say, no, I went on the scene, after what happened, this is not right, let's do it the right way? That's my concern.
But why do you think that the two investigators will want to testify falsely against you when you have no other interaction with them?
I am saying after my case, I was called and told, sorry, this has to happen.
No, I'm asking that your case happened probably on a Thursday, but before that Thursday, you have had no interaction with these with the officer that testified, but you believe that because of hate, they are testifying against you.
I did not say hate. We did not interact before my case. I did not say hate.
Okay, you did not interact. You did not interact with them. Hello. You did not interact with them prior to what went wrong. But then why you think that they testify against you because they wanted to land you into more trouble?
Crime was committed.
Yeah, go ahead. We're getting some interruption from the local caller.
Was crime committed?
Go ahead.
My point is,
Mm-hmm.
I work as the Minister of Transport.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, I want to be personal.
Okay, I think he has made his point. Can you hear him?
Yeah, I heard him clearly. I know the law. Even before he became an employee of the Ministry of Transport.
Now, did you have any interaction with him?
Not directly to say I went in to testify against him.
Mm.
Probably he might be speaking of Jacob. I'm not too sure. But the law is speaking, I think he's speaking in the context of the elements that will constitute a specific charge.
Okay.
And so, as you know it, there are elements under the
Penal law.
in the penal code that is under the how you call it the death caption, meaning either murder, manslaughter, or negligent homicide.
Yeah.
So, if records are prepared by the police, we have a memorandum of understanding
Hold the line, please.
with prosecution
Yeah.
that is enforced. Discussions are held with investigators to tell us about the specificity of those elements. So if an element that is responsible for murder is used for manslaughter in whatever way and form, you are fitting it in the wrong direction. Are you getting me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
So if documents are prepared and prosecution insists that the element believed to be the element, that charge should be perfected, the investigator is constrained to go by that, because under the MOU it says that with the advice of the prosecuting attorneys. So I get the point. I get from what level he's speaking.
Okay, this is the Police Dialogue. We stay here on this program. It comes away every Tuesday and Thursday, and this is the first edition of this week. And also you can call us on 0770-800-163, and then we're talking about stopping.
Yeah.
The police officer stop an individual, and that person feels that they are being arrested by the Liberian National Police. My next question to you, Jacob, is why do some people assume that that when handcuffs are placed on a suspect hand is demeaning? Why?
Well, like I said, our society, it is what it is. But the issues of putting cuff on a suspect hand is for the law enforcement officer to have control.
Control.
Yeah, control of that suspect. Because
so if handcuffs are placed on a suspect hand, can we then say that suspect is now under arrest?
when a cuff is placed on a suspect hand, that means the person is under arrest. No, the cuff is intended to control that suspect, because that's the purpose of the cuff. Because the cuff is one of the police, or how do we call it? Is one of the police equipment that officers carry.
Yeah.
It's one of the equipment of the police officer.
It's signed by the government.
Yeah, handcuff, pepper spray, firearm. Those are legal stuff for the police as an equipment that they use. So the handcuff is only intended to control the suspects. That's why it for.
The issue of one of the callers was talking about census, and normally in the police department we're always here. You need to use your number 6, and at times to use that number 6, you are alone, and you must make that kind of a decision. I'm talking about discretionary power on the side of the police. When does the police officer use his discretion to arrest?
You have to look at the terrain you are.
Okay, great.
For example, if at all you are alone, or that the team of officers you are with is being outnumbered, the first thing is your safety. You do not jeopardize your safety to ensure that arrest is effected at that moment at all costs. You can always have a visitation of that action, but your safety comes first. Without your safety, you cannot effect that arrest and effect it to the fullest.
So what the officer will do in that manner, I'm talking about to report back to Central. You
report, other that you maintain close watch and call for support, or that you report.
Have we had?
If not, you can, like one of the callers was saying, under the law, it's required of an officer to commandeer other persons acting under your instruction, not to inflict injury, but to restrain the person suspected.
Commandeer.
You commandeer, meaning that you commandeer. You authorize civilians by your authority as an officer. You can authorize civilians.
Officer have that right?
Yes, officer have that right. In fact,
to call for help.
To call for help from civilians.
From the community?
Yes.
Okay.
In fact, the law also provides that when a crime is being committed by someone in the presence of another civilian, and that civilian that in whose presence that crime being committed has that ability to effect an arrest, that person is supposed to do. Their failure to do so can warrant them to have some question to answer.
Then the next question is, can the police carry on an arrest after 6 p.m.?
Oh, yes.
That is something. And I want you actually to explain that, whether the police have that right to arrest someone after 6 p.m.
The issue of arrest by the police officer, it does not have a time bound. I have not seen that before from the time I've been a criminal investigator for over 10 years.
So you have heard what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I've heard that from citizens, from people. Police doesn't have right to come to somebody's house and arrest them 6 o'clock when the person commit crime. So I think they are speaking of, how do we say, insinuation? That's an insinuation, but it's not a fact. Police can arrest beyond 6 o'clock.
Probably lack of public information.
Yeah, don't have the understanding of what it is. Police can arrest beyond 6 o'clock. When a crime is being committed, police can arrest you.
So now the issue of flight race, where this suspect is being chased by police, but then he jumped into a home, and occupants of that home see the police forced entry as being as violating their own rights. Do you care to comment on that?
Yes, we call that that's a plain view doctrine.
Okay.
So under the plain view doctrine, when somebody has committed a crime here before the watch of the police, like what the caller was saying, Jebo, the analyst was saying. So once that person is in flight, and the police is after that person automatically, and that person go to a particular place, you don't need warrant. That's a plain view. You don't need warrant. So you need to go after them and arrest them. You do not say, let me leave the person and go back to the court and go and get warrant. No. That's what we call the plain view doctrine.
And the police must do everything to make sure.
The police must do everything to have that suspect apprehended.
Even busting of door?
Should do everything to have that suspect apprehended. That's a plain view doctrine.
Do you care to make more input on the plain view doctrine?
Yeah.
Have you seen it in your 30 years experience career?
I've not just seen it, I've practiced.
You have practiced?
The arrest in plain view doctrine. Like Officer Jacob said, you have to do everything possible to make sure that you do it legally. You firstly identify yourself, either with your badge or your ID card,
to the occupants,
to the owner or the occupant or the structure. We are this or I am this. We are in pursuit of this person. We need a person for such and so reason. Can you allow us into your house to have the person brought out? If you doubt us so much, you can even follow us to the nearest police station. Cooperation. If that person is reasonable enough to listen, they will obey your wish or your orders to say. If they challenge you, you have to ensure, given the crime that person has committed, you have to make sure that person is brought out. But where sometimes I feel that there are concerns that people make and say, this is after 6 o'clock, I will not yield. Except that issue at bar is civil in nature. Then, of course. But when it's criminal in nature and the police believe that a crime has been committed, of course, arrest can be effected after 6. Now, when it's civil in nature and that a request has been made by the court, by an arrest warrant, authorizing the police to act, and that warrant has gone through our formalities, meaning the IG office to the line operative, through the requisite chain, that warrant should be displayed and the action effected, ensuring that that person is brought under the law.
This is the police dialogue. We will soon be getting the comments from our Facebookers, and I hope that our producers are ready for it. But then, while we await the comments and the code for the day, Jacob, I want you to distinguish between arrest and detention, especially on the fee.
Okay. Arrest is the means of taking a person that has been accused, who has committed a crime, and the police believe that that person is the one who committed that crime, and the person, for instance, is so and so place. The police can arrest that person, have that person arrested, have them honor their jurisdictions. And detention is that place, that facility of which one who has committed a crime has been kept to be forwarded to court is considered as a detention.
Okay.
So that's the two difference.
But sometimes members of the public, but the reason why we asking some of the questions is that sometimes the police repetition get injured by somebody who don't know what it is.
Chief, all around the world, law enforcement officials, law enforcement personnel, law enforcement, once you are a law enforcement person, automatically the public will not always be friendly with you, because people who commit crimes, they see law enforcement officials or personnel as their enemies.
Okay.
But people who are crime free see them as their friends and see them as their protector, as one who there for guardianship, one who there to protect them. But one who come in conflict with the law will see you as an enemy because you are enforcing the law.
Okay.
So that will always be, even in the great United States of America, all around the world, law enforcement personnel are always being that way. But that's the job. You must just be professional.
Can we have our code for the day? Okay, our code for the day reads: every arrest must be grounded in law, evidence, and respect for human dignity. Judika, DCP,
I agree.
do you agree?
I agree.
Do you agree with
Sure,
that?
indeed, yes, exactly.
Our code for the day says every arrest must be grounded in law, evidence, and respect for human rights.
Dignity.
And human dignity.
Yeah.
When that is done, it means that the arresting officer is on the side
Of the law.
of the law.
Exactly.
So we get the indication that we cannot get our comments for today. And at this point, we ask our panelists to give their parting comments. So your parting comments.
Thank you. I want to party to say that we have no side. Our side is to ensure that the law is enforced. Our side is to ensure that impartiality exists as we dispense justice. Our side is to ensure fair play, and that we come from the community that you come from. We are your brothers, we are your sisters, we are your neighbors. We don't have sides, so do not align up with any side. Especially, we are under the internet microscope to tell that we are doing what we are doing it with other people observing, not just us.
Yeah.
So let us make sure that we cooperate with the police, we respect the police at every stage, at every time, so that we can have an orderly and a governable environment for our own safety. Thank you.
Thank you. Check your parting comments.
Yes, so I want to caution all of us, Liberians or foreigners residing in Liberia, to respect the law. Like when you go to the judiciary, you see the symbol, they say the law is blind. That means the law does not know you by your title. It doesn't know you by your name. It doesn't know you by your portfolio. So I'm cautioning all of us to live in conformity with the law. That's the only way our country, Liberia, can be a better place and that we all can live happily. And again, I want to say to one of the callers who said, how do they call him? What is his name?
Delon Oliver.
Oliver make reference of a case that he was being investigated. It's true. He was being investigated. What Oliver need to do?
Do you threaten?
I'm not threatened by that.
Okay.
What Oliver need to know, crime was committed. He was brought before the police. He was investigated. He was charged. If for any reason the court see that the evidence was not concrete and he was being exonerated, that's it. Crime was committed. Someone died. He need to know that somebody died. Someone was stabbed and someone died. And he was charged to court. So because of my testimony, I testified because I was investigator on the case. So I'm going to testify to the charges. That's my role as an investigator, almost like the prosecutor. So if I testify in a case and then the lack of evidence and then you want the case, is that an issue with me? No. I was doing my professional job as an investigator at the time. So that's what I want to say. So to all of our listeners, please let us live in conformity with the law. We are police officers. We belong to a family. We belong to a home. We belong to the community. We are only doing a piece of job and a piece of duty assigned to us by law. So don't see all the other way around. We are human beings just like you. Thank you.
Thank you. Also, we had a wonderful interaction on the show today, the Police Dialogue. This program returns on Thursday. And on Thursday, we'll have a new topic with brand new guests here in studio. Thanks to our producers for doing a marvelous job. Thanks to all of the callers and thanks to the management and staff at the SCAR Communication for giving us the opportunity to have our show carried live on SCAR FM 107.1. My name is Sam Collins. When I talk to you next time, it will be on Thursday. Bye-bye.
Have you ever wondered how the Liberian National Police keep our community safe? Want to know your rights in the role you play? Introducing Police Dialogue, an interactive public service podcast. Each week, senior officers, law enforcement experts, the community leaders discuss crime prevention, community policing, road safety, and how citizens can help. Tune in, ask questions, be a part of the conversation that builds a safer Liberia. Police Dialogue, working together for peace, protection, and progress. Police Dialogue, join the Liberian National Police and community leaders for weekly conversation on safety, rights, and road safety. Tune in on the official LIP Facebook page, Police Dialogue, working together for peace, protection, and progress. Have you ever wondered how the Liberian National Police keep our community safe? Want to know your rights in the role you play? Introducing Police Dialogue, an interactive public service podcast. Each week, senior officers, law enforcement experts, the community leaders discuss crime prevention, community policing, road safety, and how citizens can help. Tune in,